So with this case study, I actually, found it kind of interesting that Turner has to deal with his boss, Cardullo. And what's going on is that Cardullo, he's an interesting guy, but I think he has a lot of problems. And the problem with that is that he's a C, or what is he? He's like the president or something of MLI, but he really does not know how to treat his employees well. And he hires Turner because he thinks that'll do a good job. But it's interesting because Turner notices when he hires him that he has like a few problems with him. Like he says that, he, if he found people were incompetent, then he would just hate them and he wouldn't help them out or wouldn't want to focus on them. He just said, get them out of here. Another thing is that Cardullo would actually, if he was his boss, Alan, something like that, I can't remember the actual CEO of the company, said that he wanted him to be in Chicago full time, but he'd take trips from Chicago to San Diego back and forth. He wouldn't spend his full time there. So I mean, you can already see that Cardullo has a lot of issues and is not really willing to be a good leader in that regard. I mean, obviously he's there for a reason. We don't know why, but I think the root problem of this case study is actually Cardullo's destructive behavior. I mean, I don't think he's a team player, and I don't think he listens to his coworkers' advice, and he's really aggressive and inappropriate. So I think that's what the problem is with this. So if I was Turner and I was trying to talk to Cardullo and try to fix things, I mean, I probably wouldn't say anything because Cardullo wouldn't even meet with me. So I would just wait for the CEO to get there and try to schedule a meeting with him. I mean, if I'm going to be the vice president of marketing as Jamie Turner, I'm at least going to have some ability to talk to the CEO. So I'd recognize that Cardullo is not going to help me out. And so what happened with that is there were a few things that was going on. Turner decided to hire a few people that would help him. Swenson, his numbers person, found that there's going to be a cash flow problem. Brought it up to Julie Chin, who works for Cardullo, and they just brush it off and say there's no problem. And he rebukes Turner for trying to warn him of a potential cash problem that they're going to have at the company, and they probably do have a cash flow problem. I mean, Cardullo even mentioned at the beginning that they were in financial trouble. So I mean, they're just trying to help. The second thing is that Cardullo is totally focusing on margins and offers this margin policy that Turner knows isn't going to work, and he goes to Cardullo and says, "Hey, your policy is not going to work. It's going to be a failure," and it was a failure. But the problem with that was that Cardullo didn't want to listen to him at all, and that's a huge problem. So it had been clear to me as Turner that I can't go through Cardullo at all. So my solution to this problem is to bring up all of these problems that I'm having, providing evidence, and give that to the CEO, saying I cannot accomplish my duties when Cardullo is doing these things, and he's being very unprofessional, very inappropriate at times. Like, you need to have a chat with this guy, and maybe we all need to sit in a room and figure out what we can do. So what would I do to alter adverse results if there were any? Yeah, I'd want to work with Cardullo. I'd want to work together as a team. There's a big dysfunction going on right now between Cardullo and Turner, and I think some of that might have to do with some of the politics, because it seems like some people are after each other's jobs, and Cardullo even mentions, I'm the president of this company, and he probably hopes to be CEO. So I mean, it's more of a power game is what it seems like it's trying to be, whereas Turner is really trying to make sure that he's benefiting the company. So I mean, I would just get rid of Cardullo and put someone in there who's going to work with the vice presidents like Turner. I think that would be the best solution for this. So those are my thoughts.